Whether you want your ex back or just want them to regret ending things, you need to harness the power of your ex's doubt. You need them to not only doubt their decision to break up, but also doubt themselves as a person. I'm Brad Browning, author of The X Factor 2.0 and breakup coach of almost 15 years. And in my experience working with tens of thousands of different clients over the years, I find that doubt comes into play in almost every breakup, both for the dumper and for the person who is dumped. And it's often the deciding factor in what happens next. Now, doubt is a powerful force because, it hijacks your rational mind. When you feel a lot of doubt, you're not able to think logically. All you want is relief from this feeling. A sense of certainty that will, calm your mind. And since you don't know the right way forward, your best bet is to seek things from your past that formerly provided that feeling of safety and security. And for your ex, that's you. You're their source of safety and security. So that's really where you want your ex to be. You want them to doubt that their reasons for the breakup were valid. You want them to wonder if you were actually the one for them. And you want them to fear that they missed out on happiness by leaving. And more broadly, you want them to doubt that they're as big of a catch as they actually think that they are. Because, if they ended the relationship, then right now their mind is telling them that they're the winner and you're the loser in this scenario. Now, this probably isn't a conscious thought. It's just the natural way humans are wired. We're always looking to create a narrative out of any sort of conflict to, make sense of things. And when it comes to a breakup, an easy story to tell is, I'm leaving them in my past because they're not worth my time. I'm just going on to bigger and better things. Now, you need to disrupt this narrative by nurturing their doubt. And this is actually not a difficult process because, as I said, doubt is such a big part of any breakup. So how do you make your ex doubt themselves? Well, first up, you want to banish your own doubt from the equation. Now, I know you're probably feeling pretty mixed up right now. You're not sure what you want, who's at fault for the breakup, who you're even mad at. But as we'll talk about, doubt can really hurt your resolve and make it difficult to move forward. So we definitely need to start by addressing these feelings. Now, if you can clear your mind of doubt, you'll provide a sense of stability that will attract your ex like a magnet. And to do this, you need a plan. Now, luckily, the path that I'm going to put you on is not only going to make your ex doubt themselves, it's also going to give you the confidence and help you free yourself from that doubt. They're really actually two sides of the same coin. The more confident and sure of yourself you are, the more your ex will doubt themselves as they become more attracted to you. But before we get into that, I want you to start by stating your intention. Now, this can feel a little silly, but trust me, it actually works. Now, we're not talking about, manifestation here or magic or anything like that. We're talking about just clarifying your purpose so that you have something to return to when you feel unsure. So decide what you're hoping to get out of this. For a lot of you, that's probably, you want your ex back. Or maybe you want to just make them apologize for how they treated you. Or do you want them just to see your point of view for once? All of these things are possible. So I want you to get out a piece of paper and write it down. How you want your ex to feel. Where you want to be in a month from now. Now, there's no wrong answers here, but knowing why you're doing it is vital. And this isn't just a one and done thing. Some days you'll feel totally confident that you're on the right path, only to be hit with doubt out of nowhere like a speeding Cybertruck. And this is normal. You just need to center yourself, remember the plan, and then keep moving forward. But this is going to be easier once you know more. So let's turn to your ex now. Let's look at their beliefs, the ones we're looking to sow doubt into. So we talked about how they see themselves as a winner and you as a loser, essentially. But here are some other beliefs that they probably have about you and about your breakup. First, you're not going anywhere. You're always going to be there if they change their mind. They know everything there is to know about you, and you're not going to change. You're depressed and broken after the breakup. You're probably going to beg them for another chance. They're incredibly attractive and they have many, many other options. Whoever you date next will be a downgrade, and they're going to forget about you and move on easily. Now remember, these are not all conscious, so don't think that your ex hates you or anything like that. They're just telling themselves stories so that they can get over you. Now, here's how to make your ex doubt these beliefs. Number one, use the breakup as motivation to win at life. Now, I think it's totally normal to let a breakup break you, essentially. It's such a powerful blow to your self-esteem to really be rejected in this way. And the person that you normally turn to deal with these bad feelings has now been ripped away from you. It can be really, really hard, of course. But you have two options here. You can let this bring you down, or you can use it as motivation to rise above it. And the same is true of really any adversity in life. It's cheesy, but I like to adopt a what doesn't kill you makes us stronger outlook. It's like building muscle. Stress and damage are necessary for growth. Because really, breakups are opportunities. You learn a lot about yourself when you're put in a position like this. Not only does it help clarify your priorities and your weaknesses, but it reveals strength you really didn't know you had. And even if you break down, it gives you access to emotions that normally stay hidden. So sure, you might not have chosen this, but it is an opportunity. Breakups give you the gift of time and space. And you need this to process your feelings and regain your sanity, but don't stop there. Many people spend their whole breakup period trying to return to the status quo. But guess what? With your ex gone, there's no longer a status quo to get back to. So you need to actively improve your life if you want to heal and get over the breakup. You get to decide what the new normal is for yourself. So really, make self-improvement your priority. Set goals and take the steps necessary to actually achieve those goals. Put yourself first and stop thinking about your ex and your breakup, at least as much as you can. What do you want out of your life outside of the relationship? Taking these steps will improve your outlook, it'll improve your life, and it'll improve your chances with your ex because it'll show them that you're not the loser they thought you were. All right, and moving on to number 2, start dating again hard and fast. Now, I know this can be the hardest step to take after a breakup, but it's very helpful if you want to make sure your ex doubts themselves and starts to regret the breakup. So, take a week or 2 and then hit the dating scene again with everything you've got. Get back on the apps, ask your friends to set you up, and so on. The first date will be the hardest, there's no doubt about that. But once you've been through that, through that first one, it's going to get easier and it's going to get more enjoyable. And dating again will give you confidence that you didn't know you had, and it'll show your ex that you do have other options and that you're in demand from other attractive people. Obviously, just don't date your ex's friends because that's going to confirm for them that they made the right choice and that you're not the one for them. And number 3 is don't be pathetic. Obviously, breakups bring you down, and when you're down, you can exhibit some pretty pathetic behavior. So your ex expects you to be needy, sad, and just generally pathetic during this time. And that's why I recommend that you be really intentional with your actions. I'm sure you feel pretty lost, and that's when it's easy to slip into pathetic behavior because you're feeling weak, and it's easy to sort of let your worst impulses take over. But if you do follow the advice in this video, you're going to be more confident that you know what to do next, so you won't have time to languish in those moments of weakness and make mistakes. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't cry or vent about your breakup, but you do need to know where and when to do so. So never complain about the breakup or your loneliness to your ex directly. As far as they know, you should seem totally fine with the breakup and not concerned about them at all. And definitely, don't vent to mutual friends or anyone you don't know you can trust. Breakups are when people start to choose sides, so make sure you know who's on yours. Now, other pathetic behavior could include, things like being too available for your ex, begging them for another chance, giving them gifts, doing favors, and just generally bending over backwards for them. Remember, the two of you are broken up, so you don't owe them anything outside of basic respect and human decency. Their feelings at this point really shouldn't be your priority, and doing this kind of thing is only pushing them further away. And number 4, along similar lines, don't fall into their traps. Yes, your ex is going to set traps for you following the breakup, hoping to get your attention. Now, they're rarely doing this on purpose, but it's a very common thing that you should watch out for because if you do fall into them, then your ex is going to look at you differently. So for example, an ex might post a thirst trap, hoping that you respond to it or even reach out to them. They may want to sleep with you or just get you to pay attention to them, but either way, doing so is going to be a mistake. You can't show your ex that you're there for the taking. They need to feel like you're just moving on. And the same goes for your ex reaching out just for validation. So maybe they'll say something like, I miss you, hoping that you'll respond with something similar. Now remember that I miss you and I want you back are two completely different things. And many make this mistake and scare their exes off by responding, too eagerly. And finally, there's the classic friendship trap. Yes, your ex, may try to be your friend post-breakup, and you really cannot take them up on this if you do want another chance anyway, or even if you really want to move on. Because they're really not trying to actually be your friend. They want to keep you around as a safe backup plan. That way they can feel, more confident moving forward as a single person, knowing that they can always go back to you if they fail in the dating world. And if they don't end up wanting you back, which they won't if you keep hanging around, then they can at least use you for love, affection, and support while they work to get over you. Now, a lot of people make this mistake because they just want to keep their ex close, no matter what the situation is, but it's really not a good idea. You won't get what you want, and you'll just end up feeling worse. Next up is number 5, which is to accept the breakup with grace. Now, most people handle breakups with all the grace of a beached whale. They break down crying, beg for another chance, call each other names. It's a big mess, and it can really hurt the relationship. If it's not too late already, you need to do your best to compose yourself. Definitely don't get drawn into big fights. Resist the urge to lash out. Basically, you should accept the breakup and be amicable. Don't run away, but don't hang around, hounding them for explanations. And during the breakup itself, you can't really win. All you can do is limit the damage. So if your ex is getting heated, screaming and crying, and you're totally calm and collected, they're gonna feel like the crazy one. like it's them who's at fault and losing everything, while you're being totally reasonable. And that's going to flip the script in a big way. All right, and number 6, one of the most important ones, drop them like a bad habit. Now, many exes will let you stick around almost indefinitely, at least until one day when you notice they're not answering your calls or messages. And this is when you'll know that they've moved on and you're still stuck in limbo. So you need to beat them to the punch by exiting their life immediately or as soon as possible after the breakup. So do whatever you have to do to tie up loose ends, and then get out of there. Stop reaching out to them, stop responding to their messages unless it's absolutely necessary. This really sends the signal that you're not going to stick around and wait for them to figure things out. They wanted a breakup and they got one. And often, this shock to their system will be enough to make your ex come crawling back to you. But even if it doesn't, it's going to make them miss you. So by moving forward and staying away from them, you actually prime them to be more receptive if you do decide to reconnect down the road. And on to number 7, become your hottest self. Now, as important as personality, humor, and mutual interests are, attraction is what drew your ex to you in the first place. But after you spend enough time with another person, you stop being able to really see them, and that attention can fade into the background. And since a breakup brings out the worst in people, it's going to hurt your ex's attraction to you in a big, bad way. So really, you need to take action to improve your appearance right now. But the good news is, it doesn't take much to actually remind your ex of what they've lost. So hit the gym, post a thirst trap, get a haircut, go shopping for some new clothes. I had a client who bleached their hair and it completely flipped their ex's behavior towards them and actually made them come crawling back. I know it sounds completely crazy and unbelievable, but often we break up because we lose that spark of attraction, and even a minor change can shine a new light on what we always loved about that person. And number 8 is to get outside help. Now, your ex probably expects you to be alone and sad during this time, but they don't know that I'm in your corner. So if you want personalized help and support to win back your ex, please go to breakupbrad.com/coaching right now and sign up for my one-on-one coaching program. I work with you to find the best ways to change your ex's mind and make sure they come running back to you. Again, just go to breakupbrad.com/coaching to see my availability and sign up today. I would love to work with you, and I hope to hear from you soon. All right, that does it for this video, guys. Now you know how to use your ex's doubt to get what you want out of the situation. Now, doubt is a powerful emotion, so be gentle. You don't want to totally break your ex's heart, do you? Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.